Good start. You're just picking up off that mic.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network on this Thursday morning. Another beautiful day in the Valley. We're going to kick things off with Highlander boys tennis. Coach Matt Nielsen joining us on a special day for homecoming week.
It is. It's a fun day today. It's a tropical day, so I got on my Moana shirt, and I see you got on your.
I got this from Ray Nelson, our producer and the camera operator. She gave me one. You know, I have a grass skirt, but I didn't think that'd be appropriate for the show today. So I decided I wouldn't bring the grass skirt today. Boys tennis, you've had another busy week, or last week a busy week with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and let's just go to Saturday's Westboro Cheyenne meet. Really a great day for you guys as far as just individually and as a team.
Yep, so last year at the West Fargo Invite, I mean, we only had Miles Taylor back from the prior year, and everybody else was brand new, and at that tournament, we did not get a win last year at all, so we went 0 for 12 in matches last year. So this year we got the tournament, and we didn't set up our lineup to win anything. We set it up to make ourselves better, to help ourselves in a 3-2 lineup. That's how we set it up, and wasn't really looking for the wins. But what was amazing is that we grabbed 11 wins on the day, so that was pretty crazy. With we had Connor Liebersbach, he played at 6 singles. He snagged 3 wins just by himself. And then we had 2 7th graders in Beck and Gray, Beck Dietrich, Gray Kosowski, that they nabbed 2 wins, so they got their. So I mean, there's 5 first varsity wins for 3 of our players, which is pretty awesome. But even up top though, we got wins. We got wins at 1 with Miles Taylor. We got a win at 2 with Quinn Kruger. John Koenig had a win at 5. And then in the other doubles too, Kellen Westman and Colin Hoff got a win at 1 doubles. And then at 2 doubles, Cole Haugen and Matthew Holm got 2 wins, and they had it tied at 7-7 to get to the Constellation Championship, and the other team won the last 2 games, so they were that close to a 3rd win and making the Constellation Championship. So it was a great day, and I think those guys are realizing how far they've improved since last season. When you only improve an increment at a time, sometimes you reflect on it, you kind of don't see it, but when you have a result of, hey, we had 0 wins last year at this tournament, and as a team we have 11 this year, like, that tells you something.
And you had, what, 17 total last year as a team?
Yep, and I actually looked at it, we had 19 total last year, and currently we have 39 total individual wins, so we're already double it, and we still have a Wapton match next week, next Tuesday, which we're going to be very competitive, and then we got Fargo North on Thursday at home next week, which we should be competitive there too, and then we still have the region tournament, so I mean, we can rack up several more individual wins, and hopefully a team win or 2 also.
What do you attribute this improvement to, Matt?
The kids have worked hard in the off season. This summer we did morning workouts with Allie Keller, and then right after that I did a tennis right after Allie's workouts. So it was 3 days a week. We did tennis right after that. So they came up and we worked there, and then they go to tournaments, and then the Kringleys do the junior team tennis. So we have that in the evenings, and we took them to Minneapolis. But the kids put in the time. They've matured. They're figuring out how to win points. But I think it's the kids put in the time and effort, and I know it was cruddy on Tuesday. We didn't win a match against Red River, and today against Cheyenne is going to be really tough as well, because Cheyenne is a really good team. But even when we played Red River, we didn't win a match. But talking to their coach, he said, "Man, your guys competed. Everybody had great attitudes," and I go, I agree that our kids worked hard and no one got down on themselves, and we competed every point with Red River.
If you can look in the mirror and say, hey, I did my best, and even though I didn't win, I'm happy with what I did, that's part of the game right there.
Yep, and we've said that, is that when a match is over, you should be able to tell your teammates and tell me as a coach, and go, Coach, I hit the pillars. I did everything I could. I had a positive attitude. I gave 100%. I did everything I could to win each point. Ended up losing the match, and I go, if you can honestly say that, then you should be able to hold your head high and go, I did everything I could for the team, and it didn't happen today.
It just didn't come out that way. Now, the West Fargo Cheyenne home today?
Yep.
At 4 o'clock?
Home today at 4 o'clock, and that's they lost to Red River 5-4.
Okay.
But what was awesome is that the super tie breaks that came into play this year, a lot of fun, a lot of drama. So Red River was down 4-2, and they won 3 super tie breaks by the score of 8-10, 8-10, and 11-9. So they lose any one of those super tie breaks.
Yeah.
They lose to Cheyenne, but they won all of them. So I mean, it just kind of amped up the intensity when you have a super tiebreaker rather than a full third set.
Those super tie breaks that are been implemented this year, is that just adding, you just mentioned it,
Yeah.
that adds to these matches?
I think it does. In the Fargo South coach I talked to him, and I think we went 3-1 or 2-1 against him in super tie breaks that day. He ended up losing. The Fargo South ended up winning the match in a super tie break.
Okay, yeah.
But he was talking to me after the match, like, hey, I really like this. That hey, there's a finality. The team knows it. All the fans know it. So like everybody watches it. So the intensity goes up. So these kids are now in even more of a pressure situation.
Sure.
Which is good. We want those kids to feel that in high school. Like part of sports is, hey, can you deal with pressure? Can you figure out how to compete under pressure? And that's just going to make you better in life. So like he said, you know what, I was against it, but after seeing it, he goes, he really likes it. So I think it's going to be here to stay.
Well, I know you don't look past Cheyenne, but you know it's going to be a tough one to do at Cheyenne here tonight. But you mentioned Wahpeton, and that Wahpeton match, that's going to be key. You've already beat West Fargo, and if you look like down the road postseason with that play-in situation, this is going to be a key match for you guys.
Yep, that Wahpeton match. If we can snag that, I think we're going to have the inside track to a home play match. But what's crazy was that there's been a lot of teams that have beaten each other. If we can knock off Wahpeton and then Fargo North, even though we'd only have 3 wins, we might actually be outside of the play-in match. So
Okay.
it's so because of how everybody
Right.
has beaten everybody and so we have the top 3 teams, Red River, Cheyenne, and Central are top 3, but the bottom 7
Right.
have all been beating each other. So it's been a lot of great parity and a lot of like looking at match results after we get done and looking at everybody else like, oh my gosh, this team won. Like it's been a lot of fun.
Well, 4 o'clock today up at the North
Yep.
Courts on a beautiful Thursday. And of course, when you get done watching tennis, volleyball coming up here tonight against Wahpeton as well. So a homecoming week. How's homecoming week been for you?
It's been a lot of fun, and I always dress up every day. So if you saw the picture of me and Mr. Egan, or the head football coach, we were dressed exactly alike. I even shaved my beard out.
Okay.
So
I noticed you did look a little different.
So
yes.
I shaved the beard, and we did twin day, so I had a lot of fun there. And then of course we got the Hawaiian day today, and then tomorrow's blue and white day. And I think the pep rally is going to be a heck of a lot of fun tomorrow afternoon. The student council's doing a great job. They're having the masked singer. They're doing it should be a lot of fun. So I think the kids are pretty excited, and parade should be great. Game should be great.
And a combined parade this year with Valley City State.
Yes. So and we're gonna have a VCTA float in there too. So we're gonna make sure we got our state championship banners and plaques and stuff too that we'll show off one more time before. I think Mr. Johnson said that we're going to get a trophy case here in the hack that has like the last 5 years state placers. So hopefully those trophies will show up here by basketball season.
Perfect. Sounds great. Matt and Brett, appreciate it. Good luck tonight with Cheyenne.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Matt Nielsen from the Highlander Tennis, back with our Coach's Corner here from the hack on the Highlander Activity Network. I heard keys. Just don't take mine. You know, they should put on their glasses.
I can't mute that, so
Can't reach it?
I can't mute that. Go on the camera.
Yeah,
Oh.
these are for show. They're working
Oh,
today.
that's funny.
So, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good.
You?
I'm great. Let me know when you're ready. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network on this Thursday morning, on Tropical Thursday during homecoming week, and we're joined now by Cynthia Claybo, head volleyball coach for the Highlanders. How you doing, Coach?
Good, thank you.
Got your tropical shirt.
Yeah,
on.
I kind of scrounge. Every year I think, why don't I buy a Hawaiian shirt and just put it in a tote? Like I've started to buy things that I know it's a theme, so then it just goes in a tote, and then theme day I bring it out. And kind of scrounged a little tonight, but that's okay.
You're funny. A busy week for Highlander volleyball. Monday, Tuesday, you got tonight. Let's start on Monday night against Kindred. Again, you found a team that was a scrappy team defensively, but came out with a win on Monday night.
Yeah, they played really well. It's fun to play teams that we kind of should be playing right now. So yeah, it was a great game. Started off a little slow. Well, we came off of the Highlander Classic, so we had just played 7 matches Saturday. Had 1 day rest, and then we came back to another match. So yeah, and homecoming week, I don't know who scheduled this, but it is not a great idea to have so many matches on homecoming week. We have 3 royalty, all our seniors are royalty, so some brains are elsewhere at this moment. But
well, speaking of the Highlander Classic, on Saturday, what a great day. We had 22 teams 23 teams that were here. We had the rec center, the North and South Gym, and the hack. saw some great volleyball. And you talked about teams you should be playing, and I think when you set this up, your whole idea was we had only 3 Class A schools that are Class A this year, Jamestown, JV, Wampton, and yourselves. But the rest of our teams we're going to be seeing next year in the new divisions.
Yeah, even from like they're going to be in our region, so
Yeah.
it was really fun to see that, have great competition, good like close games, and yeah, it was just a great day all around.
Took second, Medina Pigger Buchanan. Coach Connell always seems to have good volleyball teams over Medina PBB. Dropped that one, but still, all in all, how did you feel the team played as a whole on Saturday?
I thought they played great. Mentally strong, I thought. Towards the end, I mean, Bryn had one where she tripped. I'm like, what did you trip on? She goes, my legs are just tired, right? So, I mean, that's a lot of matches in one day and like not much time off. So, yeah, they played great.
It was a lot like a JO tournament, really.
Yes, yeah.
So they were probably used to that when growing up. It's like, oh yeah, well, I've done something like this before. But just all in all, it was a fun day. And then Tuesday night, Shanley was really the top team in the conference right now.
Yes, yeah. That one was tough. We could have played a lot better.
Right.
We weren't. I think before we even went in, it was like they're a great team. Did they beat us before we got in? Possibly,
Right.
but you know, we need to still push through and not take anybody for advantage.
Yeah, still gotta play.
We still have to play.
And they still have to play too, because
Yeah.
they were probably thinking the same thing, you know.
Well, and then going from who nothing against any
Right.
teams,
Right.
right? But that's just a different speed.
Yeah.
So we worked a lot on quicker feet yesterday, more blocking, just being able to get over to those sides a little more.
Now Wahpeton here tonight for your homecoming match, and good matchup with the Huskies. I think a team you probably match up pretty well with.
Yeah, I think so. They were here at the tournament, so I didn't get to go really watch anybody, but
Right.
looking at the scores, should be a good game.
7 o'clock for the varsity, C squad, and is there a 9th grade match
There
too?
is, yep.
Okay, I know we didn't have a 9th grade with the other day with Devils Lake, but 9th grade and C squad at 4:30, JV at 5:45, and then the varsity around 7:15. As we go on here, Coach, I mean, we're about halfway through the season, a little under halfway through. How have you seen this team improve since you guys got together middle of August to where you're sitting now a month later?
Oh, they've improved so much. Like not just like physically, but I feel mentally too. We've had a couple breaks here and there, but just a quick conversation like, oh yeah, this is our culture of our team, right? But no, they've improved a ton, and they're just so fun. Like in anything you say, they do, and they work hard, and they're just really good at switching on the fly. And you're like, okay, so the other day we switched. Bailey was playing middle, Dakota was playing right. I'm like, okay, right in the middle of a play, basically, switch. Right? So you're still playing your position, but like you're still in your spot, but you're going to play the other position just to see if Coda can get out a little faster. That kind
A
of
good volleyball IQ?
Yes.
They understand the game and what needs to be done?
Yes, by me just saying that real quick, they're like, yep. Whereas some other teams you might not be able to do that because they wouldn't really understand. Right. Yeah, high IQ.
You get deer in headlights look.
Yeah. And they're like, just kidding. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I guess, with Wahpeton tonight, the final thoughts. How big would it just get that conference win? You're here at home, homecoming week, and you talked about brains are kind of all over the place,
Yeah.
but they love to play that homecoming match
They
and get
do.
a chance to play in front of the kids.
Yeah, and just a home match is way more fun than going away.
Right.
Seeing everybody dressed up and the crowd cheering, and yeah, it'll be good.
It's a good atmosphere, that's for sure. You get that good atmosphere at the Hack. So, all right, Coach, tonight again, 4:30, 5:45, about 7:15. All the matches again here on the Highlander TV Network. But come on out. Come on out, dear. Wear your tropical shirts and your lays and whatever else you can
Yeah, I
find.
don't know what the theme is tonight.
Well, I was going to wear a grass skirt, but I didn't think that would be appropriate for the show, so I thought I'd leave that at home this morning. But Coach, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Coach Cynthia Claybo joining us back with Mark Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander TV Network.
It is tropical.
It is tropical tonight? Oh, okay. Well,
I had a shirt, but it was
Okay.
so heavy, it's like, I cannot wear that thing all day.
Can you, so I'm you can.
and then this is
I got a little festive. I got a little, but this is
No
really
traffic.
skinny, yeah.
That's
Here we
fine.
go.
It's only like 8.
Okay, FYI, nothing's muted, so we're just going to go right into the questions. And we are back back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network as we roll through on this Thursday morning, on Tropical Thursday during homecoming week. And now we're going to jump into Highlander Cross Country. And joining us is Coach Deb Bilkey and the lone senior, Greta Govan. How does that find? She's not the lone senior for the girls. She is though, isn't she? Who am I missing?
Trisha.
Oh, Trisha Fang. Yeah, that's right. Trisha's a senior. Okay, sorry, Trish. She's probably going to give me a hard time tomorrow at the football game, so I'll hear about it. But Coach, let's start with you. Castleton, you mentioned flat surface at Cottonwood. It looked like it was a great meet, both for junior varsity and varsity on Tuesday.
Yeah, we had a great meet on Tuesday. Temperatures got pretty close to 90, but the kids stepped up. They ran well. I didn't really even consider the times, but just watching them, they ran solid. We had Garrett Gobin won the boys 3K pretty handily, and then Greta won the girls 5K. And then like in the 3K for the boys, we had 5 of them in the top 20.
Yeah.
And then like I said, Greta won the girls division, and Cadence got third, and then Trisha was 14th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, right in there. And then in the varsity boys, we had 3 runners, and like Elijah and Simon ran really solid. They had good runs. They started strong, they finished strong, and so forth. And then again, we had good showings in all of the races. They ran really well. It was a good meet to have on a busy week. It was a smaller meet, so it was good. It was better than having practice again, you know. So yeah, it was good for them.
Stepping back to you're at the McDowell Dam in Bismarck on Saturday. How did things go out there on Saturday?
Again, the athletes had really good showing. Yeah. We had, I think it was Simon Trapp had finally got another PR, which is huge because he ran really well last year and he's been running well and he PR'd. And I guess the other standout was Marissa Hawthorne. She ran her 4K and cut off like 2 minutes off her previous time from this year. So she had a big meet too, and they ran well. It was a fun trip.
We'll get to the Bill Jansen, which is coming this weekend. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Now chatting with Greta. Now Greta, let's go into Saturday. It was a flat surface, if memory serves, kind of a flat central cast course here in Valley View to Hills. Do you like that flatter surface, or do you like what kind of a course would you say you excel at?
Definitely the flatter courses. I don't know, even though we have a lot of hills in Valley, I still would much rather take a flat course over a hilly course any day. But yeah, it's just a whole difference on your legs, whether it's a hill.
So it's a different way of running if you're on a hilly course than you are on a flat course?
Kind of, because you kind of have to think about, like shorter stride up a hill, you know, all that stuff, and you don't have to worry about that, so it's nice.
Well, as you came into this year, you know, and you and Trisha, now that I remember, is with the 2 seniors, taking that leadership role, but a lot of these runners have been with you for a while, so really you guys didn't have to do any babysitting, because you had a lot of veteran runners. Is that something you felt, hey, you know, we don't have to be mamas here. We got a lot of good young runners. So is that something you guys, we don't have to really do that, or do you still take a little bit of a leadership role with this group?
I think there is a good spread of like people who have done this before, like Cadence or Jack. Like, so girls and boys, we have the sides. It's kind of, there's more people to kind of spread the leadership, so that's definitely nice and appreciated.
Did you have any goals set at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I was hoping to PR and just kind of see improvement. Still getting there, but still a lot of season left. So
A lot of season left, absolutely. I have to ask about Garrett, younger brother. Long legs, I think that's probably one of his strengths. The kid's got those long strides. Do you do any coaching or not with him?
See, me and Garrett argue a little bit, but that's, I mean, all in good manner. But so a few times I'll help him out because he's a little heavy on his feet too. So me and my mom try to remind him. So because he's dual sporting, I don't run with him that often.
Right.
So when he was at practice, I'd say maybe a little bit, but he doesn't really like to hear very much either. So I can understand that.
But don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Well, now coming up this weekend, we have the Bill Jansen, the blue and white race, and I'll start with you, Greta. Getting a chance to run at home at Bjornsson, you guys really enjoy this race, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fans coming to watch too because it's in Valley. I always like this meet. Yeah.
And really, even though they talk about the football game, but this really wraps up
Yeah.
homecoming weekend for you guys, and that's something you guys as a team kind of take to heart. We're wrapping up homecoming week with this meet.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's at the end of such a busy week, but I think it actually just adds to it, makes it more exciting, and something else to kind of keep your mind on, look forward to. So I like it. Yeah.
Do you have a goal set for this weekend? What would you like to accomplish here on Saturday?
I'd probably like to go sub 21 minutes. It's my
Okay.
goal.
Okay. You've done that before this year, right?
Not this year.
Not this
Not
year.
this
You've been around 21
I've
plus.
been like 21 point something.
Right. So you want to get under that, get that sub
Yeah.
21. Deb, I think the last time we talked was it some 23, 25 teams. Do you know about how many teams are coming this weekend?
Yeah, there's roughly around there. I was just counting up the number of athletes that are going to participate, and I believe, what did I come up with? 550
Okay.
athletes in the 4 different races. Our biggest race is going to be, it looks like, the boys 4K. Because it's a JV junior high. I think it had 179 listed in there. So the course can handle it because they do get spread out. And even though it's our home course, the kids never run on it. You know, before the meet tomorrow, it'll be their first time, some of them that have ever run on it. But there's lots of individual challenges on there. There's ups, there's downs, there's hills, there's incline. We call them inclines when you go for a long period of time up. But there's lots of different challenges that go along with it. And hopefully the rain stays away so we don't have to worry about the slippery challenge.
Yes. Yes. And of course, you probably run this race before we had to wear stocking caps and gloves and be bundled up for this. But you won't have to do that this weekend.
Right. Well, hopefully not, because that's a whole different ballgame when it gets wet out there, especially for Greta, because her stride has to get smaller.
Okay.
Instead of striding out, she has to be careful with her long strides so she doesn't slip.
Is that something that's tough for you to shorten your strides because of your height and the way you're built?
Yeah, in the past I haven't ran the greatest when the course is slippery, but I don't know. I struggle shortening my stride the way it is, so it's a little bit of a challenge. But
is it a mental thing though, Coach? And how would you shorten your strides? Is there a key to it or not?
I mean, I feel like if I'm thinking about it the whole time, I could actually do it, but I've been running the same way for so long, it's kind of difficult to do that.
I'll do my anti-rain dance then.
There you go. That'd be
Saturday morning,
nice.
and
The last 2 years we've had rain to worry about, so it'd be nice to not have it.
Not have it.
Not have it.
After this weekend, at what point, I know we still got about a month before state and so forth, do you start tapering or thinking, or do you do any tapering or not?
Not really. We taper before meets a little bit, just do like mini tapers, but once we're done with EDC, we have 2 weeks before state.
Okay.
So that gives us plenty of time to ramp up some training and then do our natural tapering into state. But for the most part, high school athletes, they rebound so fast that it's like the next day they're about ready to race again, it seems like.
Is that something with you? Do you bounce back fairly quickly?
I feel like we do a lot of workouts, so you can.
Yeah.
And if you cool down properly after a race and stuff, I feel like it's not too bad.
Well, I got my Bill Jensen shirt from last year
Nice.
on here. I got that underneath, and it's only $5 to get in. It's very good as far as getting in, and there'll be some concessions there and so forth. It's usually just a fun day all the way around, isn't it?
Right. Well, this year we'll just have water and Gatorade as
Which is
concessions,
fine with me.
because nobody wanted to do concessions for us this year, so we're taking it on ourselves. But yeah, it's $5 to get in.
Yep.
I wouldn't wait till last minute to get in, because the parking sometimes gets to be a little challenging with where we're at, because nobody can park in the clubhouse area because we have porta potties there,
Right.
so we have to keep that open for the athletes and the fans to use the restrooms.
I think one year I had to park across the highway
Oh,
because I got there at like 10 to 11.
you probably don't want to do that.
No, 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Get things got started. And how are we running? Boys, girls, and then how are we going to start the race?
At 11 o'clock we start with our varsity boys 5K. And then right after that, we do a rolling schedule, so there's no times. We'll just, whenever the last one finishes or close to it, then we'll start the girls 5K, we'll follow that. And then after that, the JV and junior high 4K,
Okay.
and then for boys, and then the girls.
Okay.
And we don't have 3Ks. I like this time of year to try to challenge, especially the younger kids, to put on another 0.62 miles just to see where you're at and run the 4K.
Okay, okay. I guess that will wrap up. We got, again, the Bill Jansen meet coming up here on Saturday, and it's 11 o'clock it'll get started on Bjornson Park Golf Course. Get there early, and it'll be a fun day. The rain's going to stay away. I'm almost going to guarantee that, and if it doesn't, you know where to call me. But Greta, I appreciate you joining us. Good luck here on Saturday. We'll talk again. Yeah, thanks for joining us. And I didn't notice you guys are kind of twinning today with the blue shirts.
Well, I was kind of desperate. The floral one I had was way too hot. Our rooms are way too hot without air conditioning, so I just went as cool as I could get.
Oh, I love it. Well, thanks, ladies. We'll talk to you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is Greta Govan and Deb Bilkey joining us from Highlander Cross Country. Back with more Coaches Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. He doesn't have my phone, so he wouldn't call. What is it, 8:03? I'm going to stay off camera. Give him 2 minutes. And just watch. Oh, Rossburg just called. Actually, he wants me to call. Rossburg does. All right, I'm going to call him real quick, and then I'll get and we'll wrap it up here. It's just to give Coach a couple minutes, because I forgot to call him last night. My brain's not working today, Rain. What do I do? Hey, I got a couple minutes before my next guest is Coach's Corner. Yeah. Yep, that's correct. Correct. He called me on the 19th, on Monday the 19th. And that's when he, actually, it was officially sold, was Monday the 19th. And they're usually closed on the 19th as well, on Mondays. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Sounds great. You bet, Russ. Bye. I'll just wrap it up.
Last time too.
Just trying to think now. They. This time. You want to do Coach's Corner? Want to talk football? Want to talk concession stand? Can't remember who did we play. Was that the Wahpeton game? No. Just see. Because we got Ferguson. Yeah, we were at Wahpeton
Sure.
on Friday night. Yeah, because we're 0-3. We lost at Lisbon, home against Devils Lake, and at Wahpeton.
Sure. Correct. I don't know.
I can't remember. All right, let's go. So we're on, no matter, you don't need to, okay, all right. Are we doing any video for homecoming or anything? We're not doing the parade or anything like that, right? Nothing. So our next thing is football tomorrow night, or volleyball tonight, and then football. Okay. Back back here on Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network. And again, as I mentioned before, since we've moved to our new time here on Thursday mornings at 7:30, all of our coaches are teachers, and so they're in a hurry at getting their classes ready. And so Coach Engen getting things revved up. Of course, he's got a big game coming up tomorrow night. We'll talk about that in just a minute. With football, they were dropped a tough one last week, 31-27, a late touchdown by Wahpeton, and the Highlanders lost by 4. And if you had a chance to see the game or hear about it, it was really a tough second half. Highlanders are down 10-7 at halftime. Bank of lights on the home team's side of the field were off, and so there was half the field was almost in total darkness. There was one end zone in one corner. You couldn't see anything. It was extremely dark, but they were able to play through it, and the final was 31-27 as Valley City dropped it to the Huskies. They're now 0-3 on the year, and they've got homecoming coming up tomorrow night, their homecoming game against Fargo South Bruins. Bruins are looking for that first win as well. So it should be a good game tomorrow night at Hannah Field. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we're going to be on about 6:45 with our pregame here on the Highlander Activity Network as they go for that homecoming win and get that first W of the season, taking on the Fargo South Bruins. Again, volleyball coming up tonight as they are now 8-4 on the year after their loss to Shanley here on Tuesday. They are 1-4 in conference play, 8-4 overall, and the Highlanders have the Wahpeton Huskies coming into town tonight. 4:30 for the 9th grade and C squad, 5:45 for the junior varsity, and then the varsity at around 7:15. We'll have all those matches right here on the Highlander Activity Network. And that's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. And again, a reminder, just find us on YouTube. Just go to our YouTube page and you can search Highlander Activities or Valley City Highlander Activities, and you can find the Highlander Activity Network, and we've got a listing of all of our upcoming events. And also we'll have past events archived, and you can watch past games as well. And spread the word and let people know where you can find Highlander Activities on YouTube. And again, we'll be back again tonight, volleyball at 4:30, and we'll get on about 4:20 as Valley City takes on the Wahpeton Huskies, C squad at 9th grade, and then junior varsity and varsity. Ray Nelson, our technical director and camera operator tonight, executive producer Brian Krewall. Of course, we always want to thank you, our viewers, joining us here, and our coaches today, Deb Bilke and Greta Govan, joining us from cross country, Matt Nielsen from tennis, and Cynthia Clavel from Highlander volleyball. We're back next week for another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Hack, here at the Hack.